infection. So from the name of the disease, converted the title, then you can know about the name of the bacteria. Okay? So this is one character. And one more thing is have medication. When you got bacterial infection, the doctor will give you antibiotics. The course, okay? At least 5 to 7 days. So why you have fever? You ask, why doctor you don't give me antibiotics? I have fever. You are not bacterial infection. No antibiotics, okay? If you always take antibiotics, you will have resistance. Then really have bacterial infection, then you have no response, okay? So this is one more character and one cell, okay? The other spinal king. What is spinal king? For example, syphilis. What is syphilis? You know what's that? A sexual disease. You know what's that? Okay, we don't. What is sexual disease? Means by sexual intercourse. Relates to have the disease, okay? Around the sexual organ has something, discharge something and also. Due to what? They have many years before. In Hong Kong, 20 30 more years before, many people have syphilis. Do you know why? Many illegal deals. They are from other countries as a tourist and stay in Hong Kong for some illegal deal. They're walking around the street and then look at some man. You want is they what's that? Yes, we say hooker. They're doing some prostitution and this is illegal deal. 34 years before. So many problems come out, especially syphilis. That's why we found somewhere. From the old lady, we found many from the old lady. Why they have something like dementia, but really not dementia. After taking the blood, they have the syphilis, right? This mental organ, syphilis in their body the first day. They stay in the brain and affecting their mental. But they have only husband, one sexual partner. How can you trust him? From the husband, he has many sexual partners. So that's why we found from this. So that's why something also controlled now is because we stop, okay, this illegal deal. But still have, okay? Still have, okay? Do you know where? Do you know where? In one side, yeah. In your mother, okay? Hong Kong, some streets still have. When you want some lady, like this, okay? And you need a way. That's why in the outpatient center, government outpatient center, the grand floor is for the general medication, general medicine, general problem, general disease, general illness. Second layer for what? Maternal and child care. The third layer, the top layer, usually right now what? Skin and social hygiene giving. That is for sexual disease. So why they have? Because still have some of it. And not just only syphilis now. Now it's HIV, AIDS, also serious. Okay, so that's why still have the social hygiene giving in the government outpatient center. Thrush, Candelians, thrush, Microorganisms, and Tibiapepias, alkaline food. So what is thrush? What is this? What is that? This is around from the moisture area that will grow. Thrush, where is it? The mouth. Also, baby infants will have this with thrush. Okay, fungal growth is not good in hygiene or hygiene. Mucormycosis where? Mucus. All the mucus membrane. Okay? Idiopathias where? Athletic food where? Food. Hong Kong is very moisture, high humidity area. High humidity, usually you know that. No working hour where the short with sweating. So many many men we find they have TDR carrier itching. So in Hong Kong it's very common. So that's why now how we change the name Hong Kong food. Okay? It's very common. Something infection, okay? So parasites. Parasite is what? It sits on the body. And when the body dies, then you also die. Before that host. So for example, malaria. So the other more common now is what? Scabies. Do you know what scabies is?
Yes.
Scabies.
Yes.
What's that? Itchy, yes. You know what is mites? Everywhere you can find mites. Even you wear very clean. Many mites around the area. High humidity, easy to have these. What is scabies? It's a body mite. When the tire is always fat with it, that's not good in hygiene. So the body mite scabies will be raw and then eat the skin. When it is normal, then they will go in the body. Usually in the gap of the finger, the underarm, or the finger. So parasites. If the cat dies, then they also die. So this is what we say microorganism. Okay, so I give you a video that helps you to well understand much more about what is microorganism.
Simple science. What are microorganisms? Microorganisms are very small living creatures. Three common types of microorganisms are bacteria, viruses, and fungi, such as molds and yeasts. Living creatures. Three common types of microorganisms are bacteria, viruses, and fungi, such as molds and yeasts. Microorganisms are like any other living organisms in that they feed, grow, and reproduce. You can observe this for yourself by mixing some yeast granules with water. Simple science. What are microorganisms? Microorganisms are very small living creatures. Three common types of microorganisms are bacteria, viruses, and fungi, such as molds and yeasts. Microorganisms are like any other living organisms in that they feed, grow, and reproduce. You can observe this for yourself by mixing some yeast granules with water. If you give the yeast sugar for food and keep it in a warm place, the mixture will become frothy, releasing gas as the yeast multiplies. However, if you deprive the yeast of food and warmth, it won't grow. Some microorganisms can be harmful and make us ill. Germ is the everyday word used for microorganisms that cause disease. Measles, rubella, and the common cold are examples of diseases that are caused by viruses. Touching, coughing, and sneezing can transmit these viruses from one person to another, causing the spread of disease. Tooth decay is caused by bacteria. They eat food particles left on our teeth and gums, releasing acid that dissolves the enamel coating of our teeth. That's why you should brush your teeth and floss regularly. To get rid of the food particles and plaque containing the harmful bacteria that cause tooth decay. Other harmful bacteria grow on food and can cause food poisoning. Cooking food thoroughly can destroy these bacteria, and keeping uncooked food separate from cooked food stops the bacteria from spreading. Some food can go moldy easily and start to decay if it is not kept covered and cool, so it is best to keep many foodstuffs in covered containers or in a refrigerator. However, Decay is not always a bad thing. Microorganisms that cause decay break down organic matter, such as plant and animal waste, releasing nutrients back into the soil and water. If it wasn't for these microorganisms, we would be surrounded by piles of dead plants and animals. And some bacteria, yeasts and molds, are used to make food, such as yogurt, bread, and cheese.
Coming is a song. This song is you find some sentences repeated again.
Bacteria and virus are scientific terms for what we otherwise know as germs. Some of them are dangerous and make you sick, so try to wash your hands and stay hygienic. Microorganisms are tiny living beasts, bacteria and viruses, molds and yeasts. Some of them are harmful, some of them are not, making food tasty and making it rot. You can be sure that yeast is alive because of the way it makes dough rise with some warmth and sugar for food. It'll make gas if it's in the mood. Microorganisms are tiny living beasts, bacteria and viruses, molds and yeasts. Some of them are harmful, some of them are not, making food tasty and making it rot. Stay away from ones that can cause disease, and eat the ones in yogurt and food cheese. If food is old, it's possible that mold will start the process of decay. You can pinch your nose, watch it decompose as it slowly rots away. Microorganisms are tiny living beasts, bacteria and viruses, molds and yeasts. Some of them are harmful, some of them are not, making food tasty and making it rot. Stay away from ones that can cause disease, and eat the ones in yogurt and food cheese. Microorganisms are tiny living beasts, bacteria and viruses, molds and yeasts. Some of them are harmful, some of them are not, making food tasty and making it rot.
Okay, from this video, what is the sentence that we repeat and repeat again? Microorganisms. Some are good, some are not good. Very good. Very good. So, what is the good thing? Microorganisms. In the video, what is the good?
The molds and the yeast.
Bread, yeast, yogurt, cheese. Okay? So, now we talk about the microorganism. It's not good. It's not good. It's making illness, disease. So what is the science symptom of the infectious disease? So commonly, fever. So why you go to the market? Why you go to everywhere? For what?
We check that.
For temperature.
Yes.
Any fever. Okay? So common fatigue and muscle ache, painful around the shoulder, and according to the system affected. For example, COVID-19 is what? Respiratory system. So sneezing, so coughing, okay, sort of breath. So COVID also. So the other injected through orally. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, okay, abdominal pain. So this is due to the different system affected. So that's why we have different of the science symptoms. But the most common still is what? Fever, fatigue, and muscle ache. Okay? When you need to sit up, what? Now COVID-19. First day you have fever, you need to check it. First day you have COVID, you before, when we have severe headache with fever or long time 3-day high fever, you need to attend. We have 1 week coughing or more than 1 month, need to check. It's weight checking also. For those with skin rash, swollen, why you need to check? Because swollen also including the stomach muscles. This swollen will block the airway that will make it difficult in breathing. When it is difficult in breathing, that will be life threatening. So that's why attend the medical advice. Vision is also very common. Blur vision, okay? Or bitten by animal. So you're in Hong Kong, you know, all the adopted animals need vaccination. So one of the students, she said, yes, I take care of 5 years old boy. Every morning I bring him out. They are living in the house. So they bring him in the morning is pray at the private park outside the house. Some of the labor can also will come out, pray together. One day have a puppy, a sweet dog, a tiny puppy dog, sweet dog, and make a bite on the finger of the boy. This is just a tiny one, it's okay. But after 9 days, the boy passed away due to virus infection. And through the blood to the brain, meningitis. That's why it passed away afterwards. So that's why when the animal bitten that is not adopted, that needs to go to emergency. The doctor will give you vaccination immediately if you have no previous vaccination. If the dog or the animal that is adopted, they have the record that already have that ABCD, okay? So this is what we need to attend. So after you attend the medical advice, they will give you what? Antimicrobial agents. So what is antimicrobial agents? Usually common is what? Medication, drug. So give you the medication, the drug. So drug can have what? Antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antiparasite. All can have. Some is oral, some is intravenous, but most commonly for the fungal and parasite is skin application outside of the skin. But not just medication, chemical also can use to cure those, just like SARS. Now COVID-19, no medication, no drug. So at least we need to do something to prevent the spread, transmit. So 18 more years before SARS happened in Hong Kong also. SARS, we have no medication. So we need to find something to prevent that. So we use chemical. So do you know what chemical? In that moment, many people try many things, vinegar, sauce, something, to try to see whether can disinfect, kill the SARS virus. But no use until they found what? Yes, bleach. Why? Because at that moment, bleach is for what? For COVID, discovery. But HIV, AIDS, the virus for AIDS, HIV is also only use bleach can kill. That's why they try. Oh, effective. So that's why now we use bleach because SARS, same as COVID-19, coronavirus. So that's why when it is outbreak of COVID-19, many Hong Kong people go to buy what? Oh, bleach no more. Our son. Actually, Hong Kong people is very cooperate. Go to buy tissue and then buy tissue. Go to buy what? Go to buy rice. Go to buy rice. And our stock. So our stock bleach. Why? Because effective. No medication, but at least can disinfect, prevent the spread. So do you know what's the proportion for dilute? All the chemical, remember, that is chemical need to dilute. Don't have a wrong content. Concentrate more better. Concentrate. But it is chemical. It's also harmful to our body. So what is the proportion for diluting the bleach?
1 cup is 1 to 1.
1 to 2?
1 is to 1.
1 to 1. Okay, how do you dilute the bleach?
1 cup.
Drink 1
How to one.
How?
One tablet.
Okay, 1 cup of the bottle and something. What is the cup? That small cup or big cup?
Glass. One glass.
The cup of the bottle is small, or some is small, some is big. So do you understand? Okay, what is the correct proportion? So we have many advertising, many TV, many media already teach you 1 more years before during the outbreak of COVID-19. Do you aware what is the proportion?
It depends on the age of the patient.
To 1 to 99. 1 to 99. What's the meaning of 1 to 99? That means you say you use the cap, you use the small cap, you use 99 caps of water to mix with this 1 cup of water and that makes to 100. Use that big cup of the bomb that cut. 1 cup of the mix. That's 99 big cup of water mixed together to 100. That is the proportion of 1 to 99. If you use 1 ml of the fish, then you use 99 ml of water mixed to 100. If you use 10 ml of fish, then you use 990 ml of water mixed to 100. Understand? This is what the meaning of 1 to 99. Due to the study, they said enough to disinfect coronavirus. But in the hospital, in the healthcare center, it is much more needed, concentrate. So you work in hospital, in nursing home, sometimes they will teach you 1 to 49. Double the concentration, okay? Especially in the confirmed case, they use 1 to 49 in the proportion, okay? So remember, chemical, okay? So what's the other chemical we also can use? Yes, that's all. For you and many of you also use it every day. Yes, hand sanitizer. You will not use the bleach to hand sanitizer. Use what? Alcohol. You know that the ingredient in the hand sanitizer is including what? Alcohol. Okay, what's the percentage of the alcohol is enough? 99, no alcohol. No, 99%. About 70% is enough. That means you always find 79, 75 in the hospital. They usually use 80. Okay, so remember alcohol, plenty alcohol. Okay, don't use the industrial alcohol. Okay, it's made for the body. Isopropyl alcohol. Ethanol alcohol, okay? So this is the safe alcohol for disinfect the body and I've talked about already that some is injected by yourself, okay? You eat it by yourself, okay? Not transmitted by the other person. So we have got that is what? Food poisoning, but this is not used in this word now because poison have a meaning chemical. So now we change it to foodborne illness, foodborne disease because it is related to food, not related to chemical. Okay, so we change the name foodborne disease. So every time you also need to handle food, not just by your parent, by yourself. Also needed. So that's why you also need to have some idea what is foodborne disease. This is things that will have what? Infection due to contamination of the food and water you take in. And most commonly we find the microorganism is what?
Bacteria, molds,
Yes, bacteria, molds, and parasites. So very common you will find molds. Because it's a common microorganism and makes foodborne disease. And the affected is what it is injected into your orally into your body. So we'll have what? Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain. Okay? GI symptom and same infection because toxic things come out. Okay? So what's the cause for this foodborne illness? Contamination first. The food and water contaminate. And then growth. Still microorganisms grow on that contaminated food. And still survive, then you take it, eat it. Then you have foodborne illness. But not just only three. Neither one, if it's contaminated and you take it, you already have foodborne illness. If still strong, you take it, you will have. So you stop any one of these three better than you already can stop the foodborne illness. So where can you find this contaminant? Contamination of the food and water. Where you can find this contaminant? From polluted environment, yes. Very easy to understand. Polluted, dirty, okay? So pests. What is pests? Yes, cockroach, yes. Any other?
Yes.
Insect. What's the insect? Mosquito? Flies? Yes. Yes, rat, okay? Many. Transmit. Pets. By the cat, by the dog, okay? Or around. Food handle equipment. Food handle equipment is dirty, not clean properly, okay? That will happen. But these right now, normal environment. Why normal environment still have contaminant? Normal environment still have contaminant. Why? Have you placed some bread or fruits in the refrigerator for a week? What happened? Mold will fall.
Rotten, yes.
Mold will fall. But this is in refrigerator. This is a normal, good story environment, but still have
The mold.
contaminant. Okay? So mold and bacteria is the most common that we will find even in a storage good environment. So remember, take in, even you are from the storage environment, good environment, still will have foodborne illness. So why will have this? Because of commonly two errors in hygiene, in hygienic food handling, and controlling the temperature and time. So looking at the picture, this one, what's the remind from this picture?
This the
Separate what? Yes, very good. Separate the chopping box.
Yes.
Chopping box.
The raw and the
Yes, for the raw and the
cooked food.
So when you make sushi, when you make salad, when you make sandwich, then you separate the chopping board from the uncooked raw chopping board. Why? 20 more years before, they have studied, they take the swamp culture everywhere in the kitchen, chopping box, stove, refrigerator, everywhere, and culture, and found many microorganisms grow on the chopping box. At that moment, we have no two chopping boxes, one home, many homes, and go away, literally one chopping box. But after that, nothing, and this is chopping box. And because of the study, wow, after you cut, chop, then how you handle, that chopping box?
Wash it properly.
Yes, wash it by tap running water, or maybe you use detergent, wash detergent, and then give it dry. Okay? You will not put into the boiling water. No. Some of you said use the hot water, fresh it. So how hot? How long you pour? So the temperature and time also very important. So what is the temperature and time to kill the microorganism? And what is the time also needed? You know? About 70. About 70. That means 74, 75 is enough. No, that's why when you cook it, boiling, steaming, heating. So do you know what is the temperature for cooking, boiling, steaming? Boiling point, steaming point, do you know? What is the temperature for boiling and steaming? 100, very good. 100 degrees Celsius. That means when you're boiling, when you're steaming, it must be over 70 degrees because 100 degrees Celsius. But how long? We suggest you at least 10 minutes. When you say I use hot water to rinse the chopping pot, will you continue 10 minutes?
No.
Will you hot water about 70 degrees? Do you know?
Yes.
Do you know? Okay? So do you understand my meaning? So that's why the chopping boards have many microorganisms grow. Many of you, okay, just simple have running water or winds and then do it done. Okay? So for those using the washing machine can have the disinfection effect because they can adjust the temperature and also the washing time. Okay? So that can otherwise it is better that regular time we need to disinfect. That's why now have the kitchen disinfection. Okay, some kitchen disinfectant can have every regular, maybe monthly. Okay, so we suggest at least 2. Anyone have only one chopping box? Still only one chopping box?
In the
Okay, you need to remember, okay? Really microorganisms, and then you put the bread, and then cut it. The bread with microorganisms, okay? Oh, not just only chopping board from the study, they also make many areas. One more item. Yes, sponge. Sponge, but that moment is not using sponge, they're using washcloth. So, have you sometimes watched those studies? Yes, microorganisms already grown, that's why you were smelly. How will you do? Wash with hot water. Change it fluid, okay? Pour the microorganisms to the touch. So, hot water, how long? How long? Do you understand? Okay? So say, show it disinfection, okay? At least 1 hour, okay? Or you say the kitchen disinfection, okay? Or bleach, diluted bleach, okay? So remember, now it's much using because more air trapped into of the food stuff, so will be less, okay? So this is the recommend, okay? Separate the chopping board. Why? Prevent the cross contamination. It is the most important. It's due to the cross contamination. Okay, so that's why separate. And one more is the other picture. So remind you what? Remind you what?
Cooking utensil.
Environmental. Oh, hygiene. Okay. What? Yes, very good. It's the cooking temperature and time. So this one, remember, for the hygiene, we suggest you no cross contamination. Hand, utility, all keep in good hygiene before after use. And handling the food not too early to get it out of the storage environment. Okay? Preparing just few hours before is enough. And the temperature is, remember, 70 degrees. So better to use fully cooking, steaming, boiling method and at least 10 minutes. And some using the ionizing radiation. So what is ionizing radiation? Yes, microwave. So when you're using the microwave, this is very difficult. That microwave will write down what's the temperature. When you use oven, the oven may write down about what's the temperature, 100, 200, 250. Microwave, they just 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So you need to make sure what is the meaning of 1 minute, what's the temperature. Okay, so just using for reheating also need to remember what is the temperature and time. Remember, put into the refrigerator still 10 minutes, okay? So that's why reheating the food also needs enough temperature and time. One more thing, storage in the refrigerator. So we need to separate the wall and cook the food. So what's the meaning of separating the wall and cook the food? When you buy the pork, you buy the beef from the market, you put in the refrigerator. Put on the upper or the lower part. I'm not talking about the freezer that part under the refrigerator. Lower part. Okay, we have many different layers. So you put that upper part or lower part. Some lower. So who is correct? So you think about when you buy from the market. It's a from the market, fresh. There is a plastic bag. So some of you, plastic bag very good. Put that ready.
No, we can't.
So remember, change to the cover container. Okay, change to the cover container. And put on the upper or lower. Lower is correct. Why the water to put on the lower level?
Because the temperature.
Why? Why is on the lower part? Because the food is heavy. When you buy the pork, the meat. Yeah?
Put in the freezer, bakit sa upper?
When you buy the meat, freshly from the market, what is this?
Depends on the refrigerator.
Are all your refrigerators the same?
Anything in her?
Need to wash it.
Anything? Where you hold the pork, where you hold the beef. Bloody. Yes, it is bloody. With blood. Juicy. Okay? So when you put on the upper part, and any decay, then it will withdraw on the whole layer of the refrigerator. That will contaminate the whole. That's why the food we suggest is put on the lower part with a cover container. If it is any leakage, you don't need to contaminate the lower part with not the whole refrigerator. Contaminate. And suggestion or leftover take 3 days only. If you are not sure, throw to the trash. Not throw to your trash, okay? No, throw temperature. Upper, below 18. Lower part, 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. So, why? Because frozen at that temperature on the surface, they will stop all the microorganism movement activity. For the refrigerator of 5, 4 to 8, from the surface, it will slow their growth. Okay? So that's why you want to place longer. Then we need to put in freezer. That will stop all the microorganism activity will grow. Okay? So in the refrigerator, lower part still will grow. Okay, but they are slow only. Okay, that's why we still have contaminants. So canned food. Many of the canned food is very good in the package. Then plastic cover also. Wow, very good. After that, put a cover with plastic cover. Put in the refrigerator. We are not together.
Yeah.
Why?
You need to remove from the can.
You need to remove from the can ma'am kasi yung bacteria.
Yes, one thing. You know, metal combined with water and oxygen around our surrounding and oxygen will have oxidation, so will make rush. So this rush will contaminate and they say poison, okay, to our body. So that's why change to a container and store it, okay?
Yes.
And remember for the kids, children,